The Morning Blitz begins now.
Halfway through, welcome to your Wednesday. A high of 53 today, slight chance of some stray rain showers. If you're a fan of, like, Game of Thrones, or, like, if you've ever watched a war movie, or if you're like the British soldiers from 1776, sometimes you have to wave the white flag. Sometimes you just have to admit defeat. And it sucks when it happens, but it's officially happened. I have to admit defeat. And when I finally do make that doctor's appointment, I'm going to say, send me for an allergy test.
Oh, are you suffering?
I every morning now, I sneeze and I got this runny nose. I'm sitting here and I feel so bad for Thick because we're in the studio together, prepping for the show. And all Thick hears is... and then I blow my nose. And 30 seconds later...
Do you take anything?
No, I don't.
Take Zyrtec. It's really good.
Because that's just over the counter and you can just take...
You have to give your driver's license to the pharmacist in order to get the good stuff.
Isn't allergy medicine, like, drowsy-inducing?
Some of it is.
I'll tell you what Zyrtec D will do. It will dry you. Like, you will need to be, like, next to a glass of water at all times. It'll really dry you out. Yeah.
Okay, but at least it'll stop my nose.
It will.
Because I never had allergies. I think when I was like 12 or 13, I had the allergy test. Nothing.
So this is brand new.
This has been going on for probably about 2 or 3 years, but it's gotten a little progressively worse, where I've noticed definitely more sneezing, definitely the morning runny nose.
Pollen count's very high right now, I read. So, and I will tell you that the allergy medicine in our first aid kit there in the break room is fantastic.
There's allergy medicine in there?
Yes. It works really well.
I've got a Zyrtec D. I will give you if you want to try it.
Might have to give it a try. It's just very frustrating.
Yeah. For
not having to deal with it, and then you're like, oh, it's nothing, and now it's gotten to the point where it's really annoying.
Yeah, it impacts your quality of life. Not to be dramatic, but it kind of does. Like, it's so that annoying.
Well, I'm hoping that maybe just an over-the-counter thing will clear it all up, so I don't have to do, like, continuous shots.
Don't get anything off the shelf. Go to the pharmacist and ask for the stuff that's behind the counter. You do need to produce an ID.
Okay.
But get that. That is what will work for you.
One of the Claritins is not drowsy. The Claritin D something.
Well, whatever might work and help me begin my takeover of the meth ring in the Midwest. I'm going to go all Walter White with my Zyrtec.
Right.
Or my Claritin D.
Are you annoyed by his sniffing, Thick?
No, not at all. Because I deal with it too sometimes. And I'm kind of like you. I never had a problem my whole life. And over the last few years, I've noticed more sneezing and, a lot more nose blowing in the morning. Here's what I hear
every single morning. And Thick and I are in 2 different studios when he's doing sports. I hear sneeze after sneeze after sneeze, and they're loud, like shattering. I'm like, I'm so glad he's behind, like, soundproofing.
Right.
Because I can hear it.
Really?
And it must, And I do the same thing. Like, I will sneeze and sneeze. It's awful.
Yeah, and then, finally get off my butt and go find a tissue. And
I like to catch Nora off guard because I'm already a loud sneezer. So, like, I'll catch her off guard and I'll just... She's always like, yeah! It's one of those little joys in life when I see her.
It's
just
like the cat cucumber thing. Remember when
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what you do to Nora.
The one time she threw her phone, she was like, yeah, and her phone went out of her hand. Yeah, that was a good one.
My wife always says it's the little things.
It is the little things. Absolutely. 100%. Let's get to Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got for us today?
All right, $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff. You just have to text in the correct answer at 99700 and be first. I saw the brand new trailer for the new Final Destination movie, which comes out this spring. Looks fantastic. Want to know what is the subtitle of that new Final Destination movie? What is the, it's like Final Destination : what?
Oh, right.
The
subtitle.
subtitle.
The 6th movie in the series?
6th movie, yep.
Okay.
Yep. What is the subtitle? Be the first one to tell us at 99700. We'll give you the gift card.
Let's get the answer to Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right, brand new Final Destination movie coming out this spring. We asked what is the subtitle, and it's Final Destination: Bloodlines.
Okay.
That's it. This, as you mentioned, this is the 6th one. Do you remember when 5 came out? How long ago?
No.
2011.
Has it been that long?
14 years. I don't know what they've been waiting on, because I love these movies. But this one follows a family whose grandmother avoided death early in her life after having a premonition, and now has to deal with death coming after them. Like her kids and grandkids.
Oh, they inherited the...
Yes.
Well, no, they didn't. Here's the thing. I can tell just from the trailer, they're going to connect all the movies, because if you go see the trailer, she gives her granddaughter a book, and they open the book.
Yeah.
And there's a drawing of, like, the plane, which was from the original one. Yeah. And she mentions that our whole family's not supposed to be here because Grandma escaped death years ago.
Oh, I see.
So her entire family is not supposed to be alive.
Anybody who was born...
From her staying alive, right.
Yeah,
but you can tell they're going to tie in the other movies, for sure.
It will be in theaters on May 16th. So,
and they probably have to up the grimness in terms of death and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You can't repeat any of that.
Of course.
No, yeah.
That's all.
You got to have new
That's
ways.
all boring now.
New creative ways.
Yeah.
Josh King from Bellefontaine was the first one to text in the correct answer and gets $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
All right. Congratulations. I've owned 3 houses in my moves and such. Kelly, have you been in your house a while?
We've been in our house since 2013. Before that, we lived in Westerville, but we're in Johnstown now. Yeah,
okay,
2013.
Okay, and Thick, how long you've been in your house?
Current house be 11 years this year.
Okay, all right. I found this article, and it was the 14 things you absolutely should know about your home. And I've admitted before, I am no handyman. I don't do a lot. I bring people in. I'm not fixing things. I'm not working on a lot of things. I bring people in to do it. But these are things that you should absolutely know about your home. So I'm very curious to see after, 11 years, 13, 14 years, if you know this stuff about your home. Like all the shut-offs, the water shut-off, the gas shut-off, appliance shut-off, electric panel. You know where all that stuff is?
Yep.
You're good to go?
I mean, I know where the electric panel is.
Okay.
You couldn't shut off the water
the
to your
main
house?
Water? No. Heavens, no.
Or the gas?
No.
Nope.
That's why I have a husband.
Okay. All right. All your circuits. Speaking of the electrical panel, are the circuits labeled?
They're
Do you
all
know
labeled.
what
Yes.
the circuit is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would lose my mind if I didn't have those labels.
Just screaming, is it this one?
Right.
Yeah.
The old way to do things.
Yeah, exactly. The location of all your meters for the utility company, you should be able to know where they are. And not only that, they say you should be able to read your meters. So, like, once every other month, you can compare your bill to what your electric meter or water meter says.
Mm-hmm.
How many meters are we talking here?
However many meters you have.
There's electric, there's water, there's gas. I think that's it.
I would have no clue. I mean, I know that it's got the dials with the clock on it and that spins.
Right.
And then,
especially when you have like a bunch of Christmas lights up, it goes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Like
absolutely.
Yep. Like when you got multiple water spouts running.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watering the lawn, man, that thing's turning.
Or you've got the natural sprinkler system, the automatic sprinkler system. Here's another one. I've never had this before. An evacuation route. Do you have a planned, or do you know the evacuation route to get out
Unless
in
we're
case
on
of
the
emergency?
first floor, it's out the window. So that's the only thing we know.
It's the only thing you do. It's straight out the window.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, we can go out upstairs. We can go out the front window onto our roof because we have an overhang.
Okay.
So I can actually get onto the roof, the lower level roof, from either window.
Okay.
In front.
So you've got an evacuation plan there. This, I think most people know this. Dryer type, gas or electric. In case you got to fix something, you got to get the right parts. Again, I'm not fixing my own dryer, so I mean, I'll just let whoever's dealing with it order the parts, and they'll know whether it's gas or electric.
Yeah.
But if you're buying one, I did do that one time. I bought a house, and I had to buy a washer and dryer, and I went, and I was like, yeah, give me these two, because I went to one of those, refurbished appliance stores, and I was like, yeah, give me this set, and they brought it, and they're like, yeah, you've got a gas dryer.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh,
gas
you didn't?
dryers, no.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I've always had an electric one.
Here's a big one, and you've seen this all over social media, especially now. Property lines. Do you know your official property lines? Not what you think your property line is, because there's all kinds of people who fight over that.
Yeah.
But what your city ordinance, we have scoped this. We know what the property lines are.
Yeah.
Because that can cause a whole lot of problems when you get into, if you're building a fence, If you're talking about, where you can put things, if that ain't on your property line, you're just asking for a whole bunch of trouble.
Right.
Do you have a fence?
We have no fences, no. But we have a general idea of where our property line.
General idea.
I mean, we did have it marked, just because we wanted to know how far back we could do stuff. We're not looking to encroach on our neighbor's property, but we have an acre and a half, so it's all right. And woods behind us, so it's just sort of you can kind of use it back there as long as you don't mess anything up.
I can't imagine. I've been very far. I've never dealt with terrible neighbors before. So I can't imagine getting into a dispute about that. If they're building a fence and it comes a foot over the property line, I can't imagine getting all worked up about that.
I can imagine it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're paying for the property taxes, you want your full property. You don't need your neighbor coming a foot into your property with their fence. Absolutely not. That is not happening on my watch.
Well, okay. How do you set Kelly off? Encroach a foot onto her property, and it's game over.
Good fences make good neighbors.
Just do it on your own property.
Right.
Do it on your own property.
Yeah,
So
I have fence, and it's on the proproperty line.
It's right on the property line. Again, I guess if I was being petty and I hated my neighbor, I'd be like, back that thing up.
Be my best friend living next door. I'd be like, you are a foot into my property. You better make your plans. Because it is your property. You are paying for that property. You are paying taxes on your acreage. You are paying, it's yours. That foot of earth is yours.
Yeah, and if it's, I don't know, 40 feet long? That's 40 square feet they've got of your property.
Yeah, there is no way
but
of letting that
it's
go.
one long rectangle. It's not 40 square feet. It's just like a strip.
40 if it's a foot over and 40 feet long, the fence is 40 feet down the road. And
I see what you're saying. But again, it's like one long strip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really nice of you to just give up your property like that.
I'm not saying I'm just...
Now, behind you, they can't do either of your property.
Yeah.
There's an easement there, that the utility guys walk through.
Oh, right.
So they can't come into it,
All right. Well,
side by side, you could get away with that.
Now I know that Kelly's all stingy with her land.
I will Karen the crap out of you over a foot of property.
At this point, we briefly pause to give Kelly a moment.
That's exactly it. 997 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, before we get to the not so breaking news, in the now almost 3 months I've been here, I heard one of the most confusing things ever when Kelly said to Thick, "Hey, can you hand me your credit card?" Because if this was the 1980s or last Saturday night, that statement means something completely different. If you're asking someone for their credit card. She's like, "I'm not going to use it." But it was even more of a strange use because you then hold it up to your head.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a pair of readers. They needed to use my laptop camera to measure the distance between my eyes so I can get the right size. And what they wanted was a credit card, on top, right above your eyebrow, so they could measure the distance.
So they used the length of a credit card and compare it to your eyes.
Now, I don't know what they're doing with your number, Thick, but I didn't do anything with it.
Oh, my God.
You didn't turn it around the other way?
Yeah, no.
You did it numbers out?
I mean...
Oh, that's all over the internet now.
What the hell?
Oops.
I think they weren't looking at the numbers.
You think? This company's going to get hacked in a year.
Oh,
you'll find out. You'll find out. Just keep an eye on your
what website? What website was it?
Zenni. Zenni.
Oh yeah, that sounds completely trustable.
Yeah. Now the hackers are going to go to Zenni. They're going to get your credit card information.
Man.
Hey,
good luck.
You handed it over willingly.
You did. You're like, no problem.
I didn't know what you were doing. You said I need to measure my eyes. I'm like, maybe she does this, and then I'm over there and she's holding it up, and this computer's talking to her. Okay, move it this way, do this. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
And they're like, let me see, what's that 3-digit code?
On the back, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've measured your eyes. Now what's the 3-digit code on the back? All right, let's get to your not-so-breaking news. The first coming out of Boston, where a man just pled guilty for bribing state troopers with Fiji water. Yep, this is a real thing. Apparently, there is a gentleman by the name of Eric Matheson who owns a trucking company, and he needed his drivers to pass their CDL skills test, Well, there is a particular officer in the Massachusetts State Police who is in charge of all that. And in exchange for stock, and I mean stock as in physical water bottles, restocking of the water bottles and the energy drinks, this Massachusetts State Police officer, Sergeant Gary Cinderquist, said, yeah, I'll let your guys through, and just started signing CDL licenses for these drivers. Even at one point saying, this guy's an idiot and should have passed, or I should have failed 10 times before, but yet still passed him through. And then there was another text that was found saying, yeah, I need you to restock for me. Bring me some of that Fiji water and some of those energy drinks. Fiji water bribery, like, I would take cash.
Right.
I'm not taking Fiji water as a bribe.
Let me just say this, though. With Fiji water, okay, first of all, it's in a beautiful plastic, sort of like hard plastic, the safer plastic, and it's the way it's shaped. It's not like it's not round. It is
but it's not
angular.
Square. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's got the little cherry blossom flower on the front.
It does make you feel fancy. So maybe this guy just wanted to feel something. He wanted to feel fancy.
So he said, I'll pass
your drivers if you help me feel fancy.
That could be it.
This is good plastic. What is that?
Well, according to my scientist brother-in-law, the flimsier the plastic, the more
deadly,
cancer-causing stuff.
Okay.
Will
so they've got
into your water. So
they got that good plastic.
Yeah, if
over
it's
at
really
Fiji.
hard plastic, the less of those cancer-causing particulates.
Well, I hope that Officer Cinderquist feels fancy in jail where he will not be getting any Fiji water. Let's see. If you drive a Ford, you keep an eye out for recalls, especially if you have a 2024 or 2025, including the Explorer, the Lincoln brand Avatar, or the 2025 model of the F-150, because if you have the 10R transmission, you've got a bit of an issue after Ford found out that some of their cars are driving forward when you put them in reverse.
Whoops.
They have a gear malfunction in the transmission in some of these cars, so they're just doing a full-on recall because the vehicle will not know whether you're in forward or reverse. And that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Could cause a bit of a problem.
Somebody right now is going, damn it, I knew it was in drive when I backed into that guy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, if you've got yourself a Ford, especially 2024, 2025, keep an eye out for that recall and double check if you've got the 10R transmission. And finally, a story coming out of Shiawassee County up in Michigan where one man must have sold his soul. That's the only way this makes any sense, because this man decided to play the lottery. He played the Daily 3 lottery, in which he picked the daily number 666. Well, he ended up winning $500 by playing the Daily 3 lottery.
Yeah, he's the only one brave enough to choose those numbers.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it continues because he took $100 of his $500 winning and decided to buy some fast cash tickets, which then turned into $2.39 million.
Whoa!
Yeah, that man sold his soul for sure. You're not going to play 666 and then win the lottery and then decide to take that $100 and turn it into $2.39 million.
Yeah, there's a definite satanic through line there.
That also falls under the category, why can't this happen to me?
Right.
It's your not so breaking news. Do you happen to have, the answer's probably no, the hook to the song Memories from the musical Cats?
I can just sing it. I mean,
You can?
Memory, all alone in the something.
That's, I mean, close. I bring it up because I found this article. 2/3 of Americans would love to have a childhood product come back. And I would have to agree. They say that the items they most want to come back, 54% they said they would love for a particular food brand to come back that they grew up with. 42% said a clothing brand. 37% said a footwear brand. And 28% said some sort of electronic brand that they love. Can you think of that one childhood product that you would love to see again?
One thing I can think of, and they may even have these, and I just have never seen them. I used to buy at our drugstore, neighborhood drugstore, the Jolly Rancher long sticks, not the little Jolly Rancher candies you unwrap in an individual. The long, thin. Those are excellent. They just are and it's gross because unless you eat it in one sitting, you're just slobbering all over it and then you're putting it away for that's gross.
Yeah.
But it does bring me very good childhood memories. I used to love those as a kid.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm really sought. I love Boston baked beans, those weird old candies that only weird people get. I would get.
Wait, Boston
baked beans.
That's a candy?
Dude, they are so good. It's like a peanut wrapped in.
To the Googles.
Yeah. It's not like a French burnt peanut. It is a Boston baked bean. It's got this candy coating around a peanut.
Oh, those little red.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they still sell those bad boys?
On Amazon, you can get a 2-pound bag for $14.99.
They're really good.
No, thanks.
No?
No.
More for me.
Thick, can you think of an old childhood product, food, clothing, electronic, that you would love to see come back?
Yeah, it's so silly, but I would sit here and play it right now. Is the old electronic football with the 3 green dots? Do you remember that?
I loved that thing.
I love that thing so much, man.
That's because you could really get touchdowns pretty easily.
Oh, yeah. Was that the one with the
3D? It was about that big. It was
right.
three dots, 3 rows, and you just tried to dodge the other defensive dots.
Because you were a red dot, right? It was like a red light?
All that old green color, like that,
And it had the orange up, down, left, right. No,
yeah, it was just one whole button.
Okay, one whole button.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a good one.
All right, what about you?
I love that. That was my favorite thing.
I would probably enjoy a little bit of time playing the old Atari 2600.
Oh, I have mine.
Give me some Pitfall Harry.
Got it.
Give me some Air Raid.
Oh, dude, you can get that.
You can buy the old one with all the games.
Comes with a ton of games.
Yeah, it comes with everything.
Yeah.
We've got the Nintendo version, the NES version of that, where it's got all the old games on it.
Yeah, I got them both. I love that thing.
And then I wouldn't mind. Not that I would wear them a ton, but I wouldn't mind going back and putting on a pair.
Gosh.
See, close. Not Oshkosh, but used. Did you ever have the used brand?
Used.
Those were the jeans or articles of clothing that they had pre-rips and they put different colored patches in them, so they looked used.
Okay,
and it was a big deal back in the 90s when you had your used brand clothing. Food wise, I wouldn't mind a bowl of Mr. T's breakfast cereal.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. T had a breakfast cereal, the old sugar cereal with the...
A pity food.
Yeah, that's right, back in the 80s.
Jim says, what about the Marathon candy bar? It was a foot long and it was twisted, woven together. Remember those? Oh, those were good, Jim.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Trina says you can go to Joe's Candy Store in Chillicothe? Chillicothe. I was close. They have Boston baked beans and a whole bunch of candy cigarettes and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Candy cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. I remember sitting with my parents and I'd get the IBC root beer that came in the glass bottle.
Yeah.
And I would have a candy cigarette and I would always pretend I was drunk. I would take a sip of
beer and a cigarette.
IBC root beer and I'd be like, my wife's really driving me nuts. You've got one. Yeah, you got a good one. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What would you bring back, just out of curiosity? 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
It was really crazy in Columbus yesterday. A man accused of killing his 13-year-old daughter up in Toledo is now hospitalized after being shot by Columbus police. A SWAT officer opened fire on 33-year-old Darnell Jones after he pulled a gun on police at a property in Victorian Village yesterday. He is expected to recover. Now, Columbus police had Jones under surveillance for 2 days because they were working to arrest him for the killing of his daughter, 13-year-old Kaimani Latigue. Her body was found Monday in an abandoned, burned house in Toledo. She was reported missing last week. An autopsy determined she died of multiple lacerations to the neck, and her father, Darnell Jones, was charged with murder. So that's how it all sort of ended for him yesterday in Columbus. Investigators have no idea why he came here. They're trying to figure all that out. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz is taking partial responsibility for accidentally adding a journalist to a group text with high-ranking officials discussing plans for airstrikes against Yemen. This week, Atlantic journalist Jeffrey Goldberg reported that he got an invite to connect with Mike Waltz. And then 2 days later, he was added to this group text. At first, Goldberg was called a liar, but then last night in an interview with Laura Ingraham, Walt said he takes full responsibility for putting the group together, but then said somehow Waltz made his way in there and they're really trying to figure out how that happened. And I'm like, bruh, you just said you added him to the group text.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know the guy. I don't even have his phone number. And then he tried to tell Laura Ingraham, well, you know how sometimes like you're texting somebody and you think it's the person whose name is there, but it's attached to the wrong number. It's like, what are you saying? Just take responsibility for it. You did it.
If it was a mistake, it was a mistake, but it happened.
Right. I mean, you can say, oops, my bad. It was an accident. But the little tap dancing that happened during the Laura Ingraham show was very bizarre.
Until it turns into a Britney Spears song and then, oops, I did it again. And then.
Right. Then you got to do
problems.
something.
Yeah.
Well, even here, I feel like, this was kind of a pretty bad mistake to make when you're discussing war plans with a journalist who absolutely, whatever. It was weird. I encourage you to watch that interview. It was kind of wild. Anyway, the show Adolescence has already set a major viewership record after its second week of streaming on Netflix. It opened to a massive 24.3 million views in its first 4 days. And at 11 days, it's at 66.3 million views so far. That's more views than any other Netflix limited series has achieved in a 2-week period. And that includes Baby Reindeer. Remember how huge that show was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this show Adolescence, which I've seen, it is excellent.
And that's the show that each episode is done in a one-shot.
It's a one-shot, yeah.
No editing, no break.
That's
it's
right.
Just the camera keeps rolling.
Yep, the camera keeps rolling. It is an excellent show, though it is not uplifting by any stretch of the imagination. It's a good show. All right, those are your 3 things.
I had a friend snap yesterday. I got a text message in big capital letters. Says, I'm over it. What's wrong, man? He spent all this time installing a new garage door opener, but the garage door opener connects to the app in case, you actually lose the whole button thing. You can use it from your phone, but installing it and doing all the things you have to do on the phone takes longer than actually installing the garage door opener itself. And it's just mind-boggling what you can connect to an app now. One person, I was looking into it, one person was very thankful their app connected to their freezer and someone got like a late-night snack, but the freezer didn't close all the way, and his phone went off. So he could go close the freezer, knowing he wouldn't waste all the food. It wouldn't all melt because the freezer door was,
Nice.
cracked open.
Yeah.
And I get it, but is there anything in the house now that doesn't connect to an app? You could have an entire smart house.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you got the thermostats connected, your TV, absolutely.
Oh, people in a grocery store, wait, do I have that? They look at their phone to see what's in their fridge. Oh,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
need that. It's like, oh my God, make a list.
Do you have anything in your house?
The only thing I can think of, we don't have smart appliances or anything like that, but what happened when my dog was a puppy, he chewed up our Samsung TV remote. And so we had no remote, could not turn on the TV, nothing. So I was able to download the Samsung TV remote app.
I have used that, yes.
And it was so helpful.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so you
pretty
can
cool.
have that on your phone. That's the only thing I can think of that I did connect an app with.
Thick
Yeah.
connected to an app?
Nothing. Other than TV, I guess, but that's to watch TV.
Right,
But
right.
That's it.
Now, you say that with a lot of conviction. Is that because you just haven't done it yet, or you refuse because...
Kind of both.
Kind of both?
Like you don't have an Alexa or anything like
Yeah,
that?
no,
me
I don't want
neither.
that bitch in my house.
No. Someone said, my cat food dispenser. To be honest, the cats were fine with a bowl of dry food. I refilled it every couple of days. But then we got the time dispenser because one of the cats was eating too much. And now the thing is Wi-Fi connected, so we know when the feeder has fed the cats and we're out of the house, and it keeps going off. And that's the other thing, too, because everything you connect to the app always asks, can we send you notifications?
Yeah.
And then you've got your garage door, you've got your Alexa, you've got your Ring, you've got your cat food dispenser.
That is one thing we
you've
do
got
have.
your Roomba.
Yeah. We have a camera outside, so that's connected to an app.
Okay,
You got the Ring.
We have cameras.
Yeah, cameras.
It's the only, I got the TV, technically, I guess, is connected to an app. And
you have apps on the TV.
Apps on the TV, yep. And then we've got, we do have 2 Alexas, one in the kitchen and one in the bedroom. But that just seems like so much.
Okay, is this true, Nick? Nick says my brother has a toilet that has an app and he can flush it from the app. What?
I believe it.
No, I don't know about that. Was that me? I mean, is that how lazy we've gotten? You don't have to get off TikTok while you're sitting there. You can just courtesy flush without getting off anything. You can just push the button.
I guess I was sort of envisioning that there's a camera that you can look and see if you flushed and if you didn't. Like when you're at work, you're like, oh no, my wife's getting up and like in a half hour, did I flush this morning?
Oh,
and then you can look.
I would use that for nefarious reasons. I would take a picture of it and send it to Nora if it was connected to an app.
You're purposefully not flushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Which, by the way, real quick, can I tell you, I really wish I got the broken bidet yesterday after the show. I had to go do my business, and we've got the automatic toilets. Yeah. And I sat down, and I don't know what sensor happened, but it went off just as I sat down, and now all you heard, I'm surprised Thick didn't hear me because I went,
yeah.
That
happens to me every now and again. It's like, what? And then you're like, then there's a whole mess.
Oh, it was.
Your everything's soaked.
Everything was wet. Yeah. It was like pooping after you get out of the shower, and that is the worst. Nobody wants that. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time. Rock and Rumble. Kelly versus Goose.
On the Blitz.
Really? You're going to stand up and do jumping jacks?
Well, I need some blood in my brain, so yes.
Can I buy you some different berries?
No. Why?
It's just the same smoothie every day.
It's what I like.
Okay.
G-Man.
G-Man.
Can I call you G-Man?
Call me whatever you want. Just wondering.
You don't like the blueberries?
The same blueberries every single day.
I'm so sorry to bore you with my breakfast drink.
Yeah, I mix it up a little bit.
I've been drinking the same smoothie for probably 4 years.
That's right. You got to mix it up.
Yeah. All right. I'll take that under advisement.
Are you like a woman of discipline that you have what you like, you stick to it? It's always the same
Pretty
thing.
much. I eat about the same thing for breakfast and lunch every single day.
Right. I definitely do for breakfast.
Yeah. We're people of habit here in Columbus.
Okay. All right. Up for grab, Monster Jam tickets. We need 2 contestants right now at 800-821-9970. I should say representatives, because Kelly and I are going to be representing you in our Rock and Rumble. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Gerald.
Gerald? All right, Gerald, you hang on 1 second. Actually, before we go, Gerald, since you called in first, we'll let you pick. Do you want to be represented by Kelly or represented by Goose?
I want K-Dog.
Yes, Gerald.
K-Dog.
Oh, it's the dream team.
Let's go to our next Blitz. Good morning. Who's this?
Tony.
Tony. All right, Tony. Well, you've got me, Tony. So this is how it works.
Let me down.
I'm going to try not to. Hey, I won the last 2 games.
You did.
So
You
I'm on a hot streak right now. We'll see if that continues. We are playing Rock and Rumble. It's very simple. Gerald, you'll be represented by Kelly. Tony, you'll be represented by me. Thick has put together some audio clips, and basically the first person to guess where the clip is from is going to get a point. The most points wins. And today's category is what, Thick?
TV show themes.
Oh,
okay.
I think I can do this.
So just name the TV show.
You're going
All
to
right.
play a clip of the opening credits, the theme song from the TV show. We guess the TV show.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. A little refresher here. La, 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 la,
Kelly's
la.
over here stretching, doing jumping jacks.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right. Rock and Rumble, TV show theme songs. Here we go.
All right.
Addams Family.
Yes. He gloats too, Kelly. You notice that?
It's all right.
That's right. Kelly does too.
Yeah.
All right.
1-0. TV theme number 2.
Andy Griffith's show?
Yes.
Okay, that's not the regular one.
It
though,
is.
So, yeah, I mean, that's not the one they played for the TV show.
Yes,
more of
it's
a
just not
big
from
band
the
version.
beginning.
Oh, is it the end credits?
It's halfway through the song. I wouldn't
No,
start
I've
just
watched the Andy Griffith show a billion times. It's whistling. But it's okay. I got it right. So what am I arguing about?
Well, that started with the whistling, and then I edited it to the middle of the
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's
because I
fine.
thought that was a little too easy. But
Okay.
it's still the same, that dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, 1-1.
1-1.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Number 3.
Big Bang Theory.
Yes. Goes up 2-1.
Did you guys collab before I got in here? Did you let Goose pick the?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just
Do you
checking.
think Vic would let that happen?
Here she goes already. You start accusing
Making
me of
excuses.
cheating. Why would I cheat for him over you?
I don't know. I feel
She's
like
like
you
getting her
like him
ass
better.
kicked, so she has to make up excuses.
I like him better, she said.
I feel like you're kind of buddying up.
Well, okay, here's number 4.
Taking a break from
Cheers.
all your worries.
Really?
Gerald, you really picked a losing team. I'm so sorry.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes,
Looney
yeah.
Tunes.
Son of a-
No, you can't get all sad, depressed, Kelly, because you're losing. I don't want to play anymore. You gave me the fun because you guys collaborated. And
Did I say that?
You asked if we collaborated. You suspected we cheated.
No, I've been accusing you guys of cheating this entire time. You're right. I apologize.
All right,
Go
give me
on,
one
give
more
me
here.
one more, please.
The animal.
Oh, yeah, that's Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Never watched that show.
Yeah, too bad for you.
Okay. Okay. You're losing right now.
I
wouldn't talk
lost.
too
I
much
feel like I
trash.
lost the game.
You did lose. It's 4-2. I mean.
Well, let's keep going.
What else you got?
Oh, you want to go? All right.
DuckTales.
Yes.
Never watched it.
Goose wins.
Give me one more.
DuckTales. What else? You got one more? Or is that all of them?
I can play him. We can go
Kelly
on forever.
says give me
Can
one
you
more.
play like 10 more?
No, she wants to play till she wins. Don't you see what's going on here, Goose?
But doesn't she know she's
Oh,
not
but I don't
going
want to blow them for the next time. I know you worked hard on those, so we'll save them for the next time. Great win, Goose. You smoked me. You really did. I have to give it up to you.
It is now tied 3-3. So where is Tony?
Tony,
Congratulations, man. We are hooking you up with Monster Jam tickets. Gerald, good luck with the rest of your day. I hope you make better choices than you did than picking Kelly as a teammate for the rest of the day.
Oh, I don't regret it.
All right.
Oh, now he's a real one.
He is a
right
real
there.
one.
real
He's
one.
He's a
yeah.
real
a real one.
Yep.
Hang on,
Did he
Tony.
just speed off in his motorcycle?
He did. Damn it.
F. Kelly. If you've been fortunate enough to do some traveling, there's a good chance at some point you had some sort of travel mishap, either your fault or someone else's. But I can't imagine having this happen. There was a cruise that was out and about, and from what I read, it was like a 100-day cruise. Like, it was an extended cruise.
Wow.
They are covering large bodies of water. So you're on this cruise, and all of a sudden, the captain comes over the shipboard speaker system talking to everybody on the ship. Take a listen to what the captain of the ship had to say.
This area is known for piracy threats as reported in the war. Therefore, we will be operating at a heightened level of security alertness during this period. The external promenade deck will be closed on both sides from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. overnight between the night of 14th and 15th of March. And no guests will be allowed access during these times for the duration of the transit. During the hour of darkness, only essential open deck lights will be on to reduce the ship's external lighting. Please take if you need to transit the upper outside decks. We also request that you turn off your stateroom lights when not needed and close the curtains of your stateroom window or balcony. In the unlikely event of an emergency, a broadcast will be made by the bridge with the following instructions. Guests are to proceed to their staterooms Guests with a window or balcony should proceed to the corridor outside their stateroom, ensuring the stateroom door remains closed. Oh, if you are in an inboard stateroom, please remain inside your stateroom. During this time, guests should not remain on any open decks or near any external windows. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to emphasize that the safety and security of the ship, all guests and crew on board, is my highest priority. I assure you that measures to prevent any unlikely incident have been well planned, and the likelihood of this happening on a big ship like Queen Anne is absolutely minimal.
So to sum it up, hey, we're entering pirate-infested waters. Turn your lights off and close your shades.
Everybody be quiet. Don't answer the door.
Right. No way. You're on a 100-day cruise. How about we take that one extra day and go the F around the pirates?
Yeah.
Like, why are we going through pirate-infested waters? I couldn't imagine being on a boat and the captain saying, hey, there's a chance that we may be boarded and raided by pirates.
I do not need to see Somalia that bad. Nope. I'm good. Show me pictures. I don't want to be touring the Indian Ocean anywhere around where pirates are.
The ships are massive. That's what blows me away, though. I mean, what are the pirates using? Because I saw a video the other day. They were trying to come up and board a big tank,
a shipping barge.
A shipping, one of those with the big giant containers.
Yep.
Yeah, containers. And they had guys. Dude, they just hit it with an RPG, just blew the ship up before it even got to the boat.
Yeah, I believe it.
Damn,
I believe it. They usually have those armed people, and they're ready to go to town.
They blew that thing.
But they come up with their ropes and grappling hooks and ladders, and they'll board you. I just can't.
I'm the captain now. Is that it?
Yep, I'm the
I never saw the movie, but I remember.
Really good movie. Yeah. But yeah,
Tom Hanks movie.
Yep. Obviously, I've never gone through something like that. I mean, I think the worst was coming back from overseas. We had a big delay that diverted us to Baltimore, and we were stuck in Baltimore for, I want to say, like 12 hours or something, and trying to sleep at the Baltimore airport over hours. And then they were doing fire alarm tests. Like, that was the biggest inconvenience I had.
Yeah.
Can you think of like a traveling mishap that you had?
I can only think of, I was stuck in Denver for maybe the Denver airport for maybe 10 hours. And that was just a long day. It was during the day. It wasn't overnight. That was a long day. And it was just delay after delay. It was very frustrating. You're just trying to get home. My main thing was flying back from Hawaii. And I had a really weird reaction, to like a decrease in pressure or an increase in pressure. I don't know. We were approaching landing, and it shot a pain up my jaw. It brought me to my knees. I could not function. I was in so much jaw pain from whatever was going on. And it has happened to me one time since on a flight. So there's something about the pressure in landing that is impacting my head in some way.
I have had about a half dozen instances where I've been brought to tears on a plane because of landing and the change in pressure.
Yeah.
The ear pressure gets so bad.
So it's just, it does.
Yeah.
It is absolutely just mind-blowing how painful it is.
Yep. I have been there before, for sure.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of, and I agree with you. Gustavo texted in and said, the captain said unlikely too many times.
Yeah.
That's when you know there's a problem.
Right.
It's unlikely. Don't worry. It's very unlikely that's going to happen.
If it's unlikely, then why are you telling me to pull down the blinds and turn all my lights off?
Or saying it that many times.
Yeah.
Thick, so any big travel disasters or problems you can think of?
A small one and a big one. When we went to Aruba, we had to fly to Atlanta first, and when we left here, it was early April, but we had a snow and ice storm the night before in early April. And we were sitting on the plane waiting because they had to de-ice the plane.
Oh, yeah.
And we sat there and wait. Okay, well, we didn't have a long layover in Atlanta. It was like when we get there, we had like an hour before we were taking off. We're 40 minutes late getting out of Columbus. And I'm like, oh, no, what are we going to do?
Never going to make it.
We got there. We ran. I mean, it was like O.J. Simpson in the old commercials running through the airport.
Yep.
And we got there, and the doors to get on our plane were closed. We're like, damn, what are we doing? And they something they don't ever do, but they opened them and let us in.
Really?
Because they knew we had gotten there late.
That's shocking, yeah,
So
'cause they
I was-
never do
I was
that.
scared. But then when we got there, the first day, Heather fell and broke her wrist in Aruba.
Oh,
So that
nice.
kinda ruined
Okay,
it.
It's
yeah,
like
that'll
a final
put a damper.
destination
It was.
thing for
It
you
was
guys.
like,
you
yeah.
weren't meant to like enjoy that
I don't
vacation
know,
for
man.
some reason.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah. It
gosh.
was just, yeah.
And you've said that you would want to redo that at some point.
Yeah, I keep
but-
waiting for her to say, let's go, because I'm ready.
Yeah.
There would have to be some sort. You would think that I guess it's weather delay. You really can't control it. But if you're going to miss your connecting flight, like they got to fix that somehow. That's
Yeah.
not your fault.
Right.
Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
I guess, delays happen. The whole idea of taking off in ice freaks me out.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing, man.
Having lived in Denver, it happens
Yeah, de-icing's
quite a bit.
pretty usual,
De-icing the
yeah.
plane, yep. Let's see. On our second honeymoon trip, I forgot to move funds from our savings to our checking, and we couldn't pay for the hotel stay. We had to leave.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh, had to leave collateral at the hotel.
Oh god!
Oh, okay.
Because you're checking out,
Yeah.
you couldn't pay. Yeah, that would be a bummer. 800-821-9970 or 99700. Have you ever, even a better question, forget a mishap, have you been in some sort of like vacation emergency where they're like, shut your lights off, close your windows, we're in pirate territory?
Oh,
That would be unbelievable.
Yes.
800-821-9970 or 99700. It's 997 The Blitz. You're on a cruise and the captain says, hey, turn your lights off and close your windows. We're in pirate territory. I can't imagine that being part of my vacation.
No.
What's craziest vacation little story? We've got Deanna on the phone. Deanna, what's your crazy travel story?
Well, went to the airport with my family. Was there for about 9 hours. Couldn't get a flight out. I was staying. We of course checked out of the condo. It was my ex-boss's condo that I was staying in. And finally, after 9 hours, we were told no flights. Called the ex-boss, said, what am I supposed to do? I have no place to stay. Thank heavens it was her parents that were going to be staying behind us. So she called her parents, and we couldn't get a flight out for 4 days.
For
So we,
Was it 4 days?
4 days? Is that what
4
you said?
days.
Oh, man.
4 days. And so I was going back to work the very next day, but they let us stay in the condo with us.
With them, yeah.
Now,
That's
are you,
nice.
I hope you're still sending them Christmas cards. That was very nice of them.
I
that's an
did
extended
It was.
vacation.
I did a buddy pass one time in Florida, and that's, if they have seats available. And we got stuck at the, the Hollywood outside of Fort Lauderdale, the Hollywood
Yeah,
airport there.
yep.
We were there for like 13 hours. It was the worst. And let me tell you, the prices at the airport bar are really expensive. So if you're stuck for 13 hours, that's a big bill, I'll tell you that
big
much.
alcohol
Thanks
bill.
for the call, Deanna. Caitlin, good morning. What's your travel mishap?
Yeah, I was on a trip to St. Petersburg, Florida with my family, and we got there okay. We were waiting in the area where you pick up your luggage, and my whole family had received all of their bags, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 pieces of luggage left on the belt, and I realized, okay, I'm missing like my whole main luggage bag, like what is going on? So everybody else picks up their luggage, nothing's left on the belt, and I finally see this other similar looking bag to mine over by the area where there's somebody kind of monitoring the belt. And I'm like, well, this is not good. I apparently think that somebody may have taken my luggage, and sure enough, I go over and I look at the bag that there was left, and it was not mine, and I decided, okay, I'm going to call this number and see if maybe by chance this person took my luggage. So I called the number. It actually rang through. They answered instead of thinking I'm some spammer, and they checked the bag that they took, and it was my bag.
Oh.
So then we have to wait at the Tampa
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen that happen before. Did they,
it was nuts.
was it the same looking bag?
Yeah, it
Yep.
was like a red, just similar bag, but I had different things on mine so that it was recognizable when I would go to pick it up, and my bag was actually bigger than the one that was left.
Yeah, they weren't paying attention.
So I called the number. They came back, and we swapped bags, but it took them like a good hour or so to get back. We were just waiting in the cell phone lot.
Oh.
So
yeah, what do you do there?
Really annoying.
Lucky you, though.
Sure.
Lucky you.
Vacation and
I probably would have if I had the car, I would have met them somewhere instead of waiting for them to come back. I'm just saying that I'll meet you because I'm not going to sit here because you don't know their timeline. That'd be annoying.
No, it also
so
maybe they could have been traveling halfway across the state to another destination. It's like, you got to make that call right now. Turn around instantly. You've got my bag.
Second question: are you going through their bag while you're waiting for them to come back?
I probably would not.
Oh, I absolutely would.
Would you?
Absolutely. I want to see what's inside 98.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
5 days ago, an Air France flight was forced to make a U-turn about an hour into the flight to head back to the airport where it originally took off after a passenger lost their phone. The plane took off from Paris, was an hour 15 into its destination to the Caribbean. When it turned around, headed back to Paris and landed. The only thing we know is that the passenger lost their phone mid-flight and couldn't find it. No other details are available. I cannot envision a single scenario in which one of us loses our phone mid-flight and they turn a flight around.
That is so funny you say that because I just got my good morning text from Nora, and she took Adam to the movies last night because it was $5 movie night, and I was asking how the movie was, and the movie theater was packed, she was just telling me some lady stood up in the movie saying she lost her phone and wanted the movie theater to turn the lights on.
What? Mid-movie?
Yeah. Ended up, it was in her bra. But they were going to turn the lights, and they were going to do it. Your cell phone is not more important than the collective around you. What a bunch of BS. That infuriates me.
I don't understand what...
The selfishness of this...
Yeah. But what kind of... I'm not sure. Who was this person? Were they somebody with a bunch of power to say, I can't find my cell phone, I lost it mid-flight, so we need to turn around so I can find... What is turning around and landing back in Paris going to do to help you find a phone you lost mid-flight?
Right. Do you know where you left it? Back in the Paris airport?
Keep looking for it as everybody else gets to get to their Caribbean destination.
Yeah. Oh, man, I would be livid.
Well, there has to be something. What are we not thinking of? Is there a safety issue?
Some government official with secret intelligence on their phone?
But it's still not going to help anything to turn around and fly back to your originating airport. The phone's on the plane.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't understand it. Was it a battery issue? Was it not on airplane mode and they were afraid it was going to interfere, but they still have to land back at the original airport? Makes no sense to me. I'm
crazy.
Very curious.
I want more information.
Yes.
I want that kind of power in my life someday. Turn it around.
Right.
I've lost my phone. A man and his 2 daughters managed to survive a very cold night after their small plane crashed on an icy lake in Alaska. And they all sat on the wing. This thing was halfway submerged. It was a single-engine Piper, halfway submerged into this lake. They crawled out onto the wing. They spent the night in 20-degree weather, and another pilot in the area spotted the wreckage the next morning and radioed for help, and the 3 were taken to the hospital. They're in good shape. They're going to be fine.
Wow, lucky.
That's pretty wild. An anesthesiologist suspected of trying to kill his nuclear engineer wife on a hiking trail in Hawaii has been arrested after a brief foot chase. Can you imagine? You've gone through med school. You are in your 30s. You have got a great career, and you end up in a foot chase because you tried to kill your wife. It's a weird thing, but this guy lives in Maui. So Honolulu police say that 46-year-old Gerhard Koenig tried to push his wife, Ariel, 36, off the trail during a hike on Monday. It was on a lookout about 1,000 feet above the Oahu coastline. So reports are that Koenig tried to get his wife to take a picture with him, and she's like, no, I don't want to do a picture. So he got super angry. And he pulled out 2 syringes. He brought 2 syringes with him on this hike.
Oh, this was premeditated.
Premeditated. Tried to poke her with them. She somehow managed to avoid getting poked by the syringes. And that's when he tried to shove her off the cliff. She didn't go over, so he smashed her in the head with a rock and left her for dead.
God.
She survives. She has critical injuries to the face and head, but she still survived. About 8 hours later, he ended up in a foot chase with the cops, and they tackled him and caught him. Now he's under arrest. What was going on in that
I would
marriage?
love to know that one.
I would never take it that far. I absolutely have been like walking along the street with Nora before and said, "Hey, did you talk to George?" She says, "George who?" And I say, "Bush," and then I push her into the bush. But I've never tried to push her off a cliff. Hey, have you met my friend Cliff? Who? That would be wrong.
Pretty funny prank, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
You really did the Bush thing?
Oh, 100 all the time.
I thought you
all the time.
Oh.
Or during the winter, I'll ask her if she went to that place where you deposit the money, and she goes to the bank, and I push her into a snowbank.
What?
Please remind me not to hang out with you outside of work hours.
Oh, my God.
I do not want to be walking along a road.
You got to keep them on their toes.
I would like to know what she's doing to you, too.
Well, she's scared to because, again, I told you it's like trying to pull a prank. You come at me with a knife, I'm coming at you with a gun.
Right.
So
she's never said, "Hey, have you met Mr. Syringe?" Wait, and then pulls out 2 syringes.
No, she has not done that. No,
okay, all right.
No.
Well, it's an idea to keep in the back of your brain.
I'll let her know. 99.7 The Blitz. This will be fun. Bodily function radio. That's what we're doing because we've been very. Well, I've been very sneezy and drippy this morning. Thank you for the, Zyrtec D.
How are you doing now?
Better now.
Better?
They kicked in.
Okay, good.
It's all clear.
You're not drowsy?
Not yet.
Okay, you're not dizzy? You're not...
Thick's over there sneezing now.
I was.
I sneezed a couple times out in the hallway before I came in. We're all sneezy.
Hey, if you want to deaden your sneezes, because I'm definitely a chewer, if you will. Yeah. I mean, I let them go. They say a couple things can help. Exhale right before you sneeze.
Oh.
But isn't the of achoo like the...
Yeah. It's like your body forces the air inside.
Right. You can also relax your vocal cords. Imagine like letting out a deep sigh. That would be like exhaling beforehand.
Has this person ever sneezed?
Apparently not.
Are you new?
Sneeze into your elbow. That'll muffle the sound, they say, obviously.
Okay.
And finally, I don't know if I recommend this one. Keep your mouth closed. Push your tongue to the roof of your mouth to direct the air pressure through your nose instead.
My head will explode.
Well, not only that, but that seems like a bit more of a mess.
Oh, yeah, you're going to blow it all out the nose.
Right.
It's all going to come fly. No, what? Who is
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, that seems like it would damage something up in there.
That, too. Because here's the other thing, too. If you're thinking about all that air pressure, your mouth has a wider opening so more air can get out. You blow it out your nose. You're talking about blowing up a sinus. Your right eye pops out of your head.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, by the way, I don't want to deaden the sound. I'm trying to make it louder because it feels satisfying.
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
And it amazes me the different types of sneezes we have. Because I'm like 2. If I get to 3, that's a lot. If I get 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But then, like, my best friend, he's one of those ones, like, he does like 6 or 7. And then he's got one big one. I mean, he's achoo.
Wow.
And then the final one is like the ending thing. Yeah. Like
it's the grand finale.
It is. It's like a fireworks show. That's exactly what it is. Sneezes are like laughs. Like we all kind of have our own. Yeah. And then Nora's like a... Like it's a cute
very
little...
dainty.
Yeah, very little...
Oh, the ones who sound like a mouse.
Exactly. I don't understand how you do that.
I sound like a big trucker.
But that's not... I think that's not... I think doing that, like trying to hold it back is bad for you.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know.
Again, you're talking ruptured eardrums and stuff. People who plug their nose when they do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's insane.
And you cannot open your eyes when you sneeze. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I have tried multiple times.
Can't do it.
I've got it on video.
You did it?
Close, but not quite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to watch back Go record yourself trying to sneeze with your eyes open. It's pretty fun. I love this. This is what the internet was created for. Someone started a list. What movie title describes your last fart? Coming in, someone said Wicked.
Wicked.
That makes sense.
All right, yeah.
Some like it hot. A Mighty Wind. It's a good one.
Mighty Wind. That's funny.
This one fits. Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yes.
Okay.
Fast and Furious. It's also on the list.
Oh my gosh, somebody put There Will Be Blood.
No. Blazing Saddles.
Oh,
that would be very unfortunate. Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Pitch Perfect.
Backdraft is on the list. Although I would probably have to go with number one on the list. This would be very descriptive. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I like it.
99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, your first story today is coming from WJAC in Blair County, Pennsylvania, where authorities have finally caught up with 18-year-old Thomas Talbert. This is the hipster of all hipster thieveries. Take a listen to this.
Authorities have identified the man who's accused of robbing a Blair County smoke shop Monday morning. Police say just after 9 a.m., 18-year-old Thomas Talbert of Williamsburg robbed Smokers Express in Duncansville borough with an airsoft gun. Officials say Talbert was later arrested after he was identified from surveillance photos posted by local news outlets and social media. Talbert is charged with multiple offenses, including a felony for robbery. He's being housed in the Blair County prison.
Now, just listen to the hipster checklist. This 18-year-old goes into a vape shop, robbing them of some cash and vape cartridges, using an airsoft gun, and then fleeing on an e-bike.
Yeah, that is...
If they didn't have the picture of the suspect, I guarantee he had a man bun and was wearing like a ripped band T-shirt
What
of some
is
sort.
the beard sitch here?
No beard.
No beard.
No beard.
Oh.
In fact, I'm sorry, that's not true. It's one of those thin beards, which again would be hipster, but he's got red hair. You don't see a lot of red-haired hipsters, and he's got like the high and tight up top.
Okay.
So it's almost like the beard that isn't a beard, like the patchy 18-year-old beard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the he's not going to do well in prison.
I still love the name of the town. I can't get past that. Duncansville Borough. Can you be a ville and a borough? Did they get is this a ville or a borough? I don't know. Make it both. Duncansville Borough.
Oh yeah, that is.
Usually you're Hillsborough or you're Duncanville. But
I'd also be
Duncansville Borough.
I would also be pissed every time I filled out an envelope.
Right.
Like, okay, enough. Get it. Your second story is a WTF. What the Florida? Florida is having an issue right now. As there are kind of sweeping changes to immigration laws, and one of the things they're doing is there's quite a bit of deportation going on right now, and Florida is actually hit pretty hard by this because they have got a lot of undocumented immigrants that do different jobs down there. Well, state legislature has just put together a bill that they're looking at to loosen child labor laws to allow children to work, to take over the jobs from the undocumented immigrants. Children as young as 14 would be allowed to work overnight shifts, including school nights.
I mean, I've seen a lot of 10-year-olds just sitting around, to be honest. They could probably use something to do.
Just saying. They are currently prevented from working earlier than 6:30 or later than 11 p.m. per state law. But if the bill passes, Florida State's Commerce and Tourist Committee says, they might loosen the child labor law restrictions and allow them to pick up some of the slack, if you will.
I used to work at Wendy's in high school till 2 o'clock in the morning, but they're not allowed to do that anymore.
Were you 15?
Even on the weekends?
Oh, no, on school nights.
Oh, on school
I
nights?
was working till 2 a.m. on school nights.
On school nights?
What?
Absolutely. I was closing, yes.
When did they allow that to happen?
Well, it was Grove City, so.
Oh.
Well, I think these are Ohio.
They still allow it in Grove City.
No, but they don't. You can't do that anymore.
That is nuts.
As you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Who's
That's
in high
what's so
school
late.
working
This
until
was
2
the
a.m. on
80s.
school nights?
But listen,
I was.
I don't have a problem if you're 15 and you can work, but there should be some humanity surrounding a 15-year-old's work schedule.
Yeah, it's very serious now. I don't think you can work them more than 4-hour shifts and no more than 20 hours.
Yeah,
a week,
no,
and they can only work till 10 o'clock at night. And
yeah, the 16-year-old our house has a job, and during the weekends you can work a full 8-hour shift. But yeah, during school days you can only work 4 hours. Yep.
That sounds about right. That's humane. That's allowing for school and all that.
And I think at 15 you had to be off by 7, and at 16 you have to be off at 9. But listening to the laws to work overnight hours? I don't know if that's the solution. Just saying. Let's see. That's your not so breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Well, we've talked about it a million times before. There's no denying that technology and even more than that, AI is becoming a part of our life. And that's just the way it's going to be, and it's going to continue on. How much it becomes a part of our life? Well, that's yet to be seen. However, Chris has got a little bit of a complaint because he sent us an email for Blitz Therapy this morning, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. My girlfriend is starting using AI to get advice on our relationship issues. I'm not even saying the AI advice is wrong, but I feel kind of outnumbered. Like now it's her and a computer against me. It's really bugging me. Would it be fair of me to ask her to leave AI out of our relationship, or should I at least insist that we use it together so I can add my perspective to the argument? So basically, there's a disagreement. She's going over to ChatGPT or Amazon, Alexa, or something, asking for advice. And AI is spitting out a response, if you will. Would you be mad if Charlie was using AI in a disagreement?
I wouldn't, because we have a lot of trust and security in our relationship. So I would say if that needs to be done for a jumping off point, is there's an issue to be talked about, but somebody needed a little help in knowing how to start. That's okay with me. I don't mind. I feel like we can talk through anything. And it doesn't threaten me at all. I would say if I was in a relationship where it was being used to prove me wrong all the time, ChatGPT says that you should have done this,
right.
I wouldn't like that at all. I would say that's an unfair use, against somebody. But I would say if you have a healthy relationship, if you have a loving relationship, and you can say, well, what did you enter into the ChatGPT? What was your prompt? So let me find out where your brain's at. How you're feeling that made you put that in there, and then let's talk about that.
Okay, but here's also my question. Thick, what about you? Because this is just a sign of the times. What's the difference between this or reading a relationship self-help book you find at Borders, or going out to your girlfriends, or calling your best friend? You're going to be I don't believe what this bitch said. Can you help me out here? And getting advice from them. Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, with the AI and ChatGPT, it just pulls from the internet. And the way it answers a question is completely based on how you ask it that question and every single word that you use in that question. All right. Now, if she's just maybe she just wanted to, how do I bring this up? How can I talk about this specific thing with him? That's one thing. But if she's going to it constantly, okay, he did this today, what should I do? He did this today, what should I... No, that's wrong. I think, though, if you did go to her and say, hey, look, if you want to use this, let's do it together. Let's make sure so that I can be involved in asking the questions and going over it. Because I think if you did that, she's going to be thrilled that you're taking that much interest in working on your relationship.
Okay.
Or why can't you just, instead of asking the prompt to ChatGPT, why can't you just ask it to your man? And then your man can ask it to you, and then you can cut out the middleman and talk about your real feelings.
There's your problem right there.
800-821-9970 or 99-700. I mean, to me, it's just a sign of the times. How many women back in the 80s and 90s went to Cosmo magazine to read for relationship advice or to look up 10 signs your man's about to leave you? Come on, that's all this is.
How many times have I looked up medical advice on ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Like all the time. But listen, you can't go to your doctor then and say, hey, ChatGPT told me this. You have to sort of finesse it.
Oh,
you know what I'm
drives the
saying?
doctors crazy.
Yeah, don't admit that you've done that. Just come with some really good questions.
Trucker Matt says he should use AI from his perspective, then have the AIs talk it out together.
Yeah, absolutely. Eliminate
AI
the whole
battle.
thing.
That's great.
800-821-9970. Is anyone at this point in their relationship where they're using AI, or you have used AI to ask about a relationship question? Instead of going to, like I said, your friend or a relationship book you may find, and now you're using AI. I really want to know if anyone has done this around CBUS. Give us a call, 800-821-9970. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Blitz Therapy brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. An email from Chris saying his girlfriend started using AI to get advice on relationship issues, and he's feeling a little ganged up on. It's me and my girlfriend. It's a girlfriend and a computer versus me now. So should I tell her that I'm feeling like this isn't right? Has anyone ever done this before? I like this Uno reverse card. Ask her if she wants to get an AI robot and have a threesome.
Of course.
Okay, I guess there's that. I do like this, as you mentioned, Thick. Like AI just pulls from the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
It just pulls all the information it can. And it wasn't that long ago that Google's AI at one point suggested mixing ammonia and bleach to clean.
Oh, no.
Which will
my God.
absolutely kill you. So not all advice coming from AI is the best advice right now. It's just gathering as much advice as it can.
Yeah.
So it may not be the right advice.
That's what another text said. I think her reliance on AI speaks to either a serious lack of trust in communication or lack of maturity. Using AI is dangerous for anything because it gets all information, not just what is correct.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think. I think that he's just, maybe she's just not used to working out problems, and it does sound like a gang up. It sounds like he's receiving it that way. Like she's trying to prove him wrong using ChatGPT or something, and presents him with all her evidence. And it's basically like, see, so you have to change now because ChatGPT says you have to change.
So. Right.
Rather than, hey, you know what? Can we talk through this? Because this made me feel really bad. And maybe you didn't mean it this way, but let's say how I felt, and you can tell me how you felt.
Or I guess maybe typing into ChatGPT how you're feeling about it, and maybe like what would be a better way to say this. Because I know, like in my current relationship with Nora, the one thing I've done better in this relationship than any other relationship is communicate.
Yes.
And I've learned how to communicate without some of the previous errors of getting angry about certain things or trying to prove my point most importantly, or trying to be right, most importantly. And so maybe using it as a way to, learn how to express your thoughts in a better way, or at least to break the ice and get the conversation started.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's very handy.
But taking a little printout and be like, well, this is what ChatGPT had to say, and then reading off of it. I don't know if that's the right way to do that.
Yeah, it goes back to the lack of communication skills so many people have now, that you can't just have a conversation anymore. I mean,
some things are hard to talk about,
well,
though.
that's
and so getting conversational tips and tricks and suggestions is not such a bad thing.
But here's the other thing too, is that although you can, I'll call it a stereotype. You can stereotype that men tend to be more logical and rational and want to answer a problem or solve a problem, versus women being a bit more emotional and have more feelings about a subject.
Just let me unload this burden that's in my emotional soul.
Right.
You don't have to fix it. Just listen.
Yeah. Even though those are the stereotypes, everybody is different.
Yeah.
So because you go to ChatGPT and you get this overall basic answer, or because you read, going back to, like I said, Cosmo magazine. Sure, they put out some articles about how to handle this situation or what to say in this scenario. Everybody's different. So you got to tweak the conversation to how your significant other may or may not respond.
Right. And, Kelly, you just said some conversations are hard to have. Yeah, they are. That's part of life. But when you use AI and then you take that conversation to your significant other and ask them something and they don't respond the way AI thought they should, and you're like, Oh, I don't know what to say now.
Wait a minute,
because
that's
not how it went when I was on the computer.
That's not how the pre-programmed conversation went.
If you're having a tough situation in a relationship, yeah, that conversation should be hard to have, but you got to have it. And you communicate, dude. I'm with you. Communication is everything.
Absolutely. And Robert kind of put it best. Have we not learned anything from Terminator? Like AI, AI's out to kill us. It's the beginning of Skynet.
Yeah.
You know, when they tell you to just end her, that's probably not the best way to go. But it's not the answer to your problems. 800-821-9970. Have you gone to this extent? Have you gone to the Chat GPT, the AI, to get relationship advice yet? I haven't done it, but I'm very curious. I'm going to have to...
I think, you guys mentioned that. To find out, about something's one thing. But to, use that as your game plan for your communication, no.
Why is... Let me see. Chat GPT is open. Why is my fiance acting crazy?
That's great.
Let's see what it says here. Sounds like you're feeling frustrated or confused about your fiance's behavior. What's been going on? Sometimes when people describe their partner as acting crazy, it can be due to stress, miscommunication, or emotionally overwhelmed. It could also be a rough patch or a misunderstanding. If you want to share some details, I can help you make sense of it and offer some perspective.
Yeah, those details are everything.
Details. She said it's her time of...
Oh, no.
I won't put that in. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up on a Wednesday morning. I enjoy a good sports movie. However, I was a bit shocked to learn that no basketball movie has ever made over $100 million at the domestic box office. Do you want to take a guess as to which basketball movie made the most money, Thick?
Well, Hoosiers was one of the best, but it was probably back when movies were a lot cheaper.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to guess my favorite, Blue Chips.
Love that movie.
I love that movie.
No, that movie didn't do so well at the box office. No, but I'm a big fan.
Is it the Love and... No, that's a...
Love and Basketball?
That's not a movie, right?
Yeah, it is. Love and Basketball.
Is that it?
No, that's not it. It's a good movie.
I don't know. What is it?
It's kind of obvious once you hear it. $90 million at the domestic box office. Space Jam.
Oh, of course. Oh, my God, yes.
The original.
Yes.
The original.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Coming in second, another basketball movie. Want to take a guess? $76 million at the box office. It's a good one.
Hoosiers?
No. White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, God, that's the best one. That's the best one.
That's a good basketball movie.
I can't handle when you talk like that. Why are you talking?
Don't be stupid.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. Oh, my God. She was the best.
Let's see. It's been exactly 1 year since the MV Dolly container ship crashed into Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore after losing power. Dolly's almost 1,000 foot long. Today's the 1 year anniversary.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. Makes it as long as the Eiffel Tower. Now, I saw an article pop up. I haven't read it yet, but they were talking about they're still kind of feeling the effects of that. I'm assuming the bridge is reopened by now.
Oh, you think?
Maybe
it's
not?
rebuilt?
I don't know.
They had to get all that out of there first. I don't know.
But it wasn't like a full collapse or anything, was it? It kind of damaged. It's like when a truck runs into an overpass.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's back up or not.
All right. The map of the fictional city of Pawnee, Indiana on Parks and Recreation is actually a map of Christchurch, New Zealand, but it just has the names changed on the map. So it matches up with Pawnee. So if you want to know, Christchurch, New Zealand, go look up that map. The entire original Nintendo game, Super Mario Brother, is on a 32 kilobit cartridge. That means the file size of the entire game is probably around 1/3 the file size of one photo today on your phone.
Yeah.
The entire game, less than a third of a photo on your phone.
8-bit, man.
That's crazy to think. I saw a clip online today, and I wanted to know what Super Mario Brothers game it was. It was at the end, you're fighting Bowser, and then you jump on the axe, and Bowser falls in the flame, but then the princess up in the cage actually turns out to be one of those wizard things. It's like a false ending to the game.
Right.
And then Bowser comes back really big. And I don't, is that the Super Nintendo?
That's not Super Mario Brothers 3. I can tell you that.
No, definitely not.
I'm
the
guess...
graphics are really good, so I don't know if it's like it looks more, official cartoonish. So I don't know if it's like the GameCube or the maybe the Wii.
That's interesting. I don't know. I didn't play any of those because I know at the end of Super Mario Brothers 3, when you defeat Bowser and you go to you go in the door to the princess, it says, "I'm sorry, our princess is in another castle," and you're like, "Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me!"
Right?
And then it says, "Just kidding."
Oh,
so I thought maybe that came first, but that would have been on.
No,
Nintendo.
graphics wise, it has to be after Super Mario 3 for sure.
Okay,
because it definitely looked like one of those like better graphic video game type things. And finally, if you are a bit of a freak and enjoy your collection of bedroom aids, do not move to Texas because it is illegal to own more than 6 sex toys in Texas.
Why? What?
What do you care?
They're weird down there, man.
Like, what is that? What is that law for?
That's got to be. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's probably some religious thing. I don't know.
I'm trying to. I clicked on the link, which is a Wikipedia page talking about obscenity statutes, and I don't understand. What do you care if I've got 6 or more? Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah, they have all different kinds that do different things.
Am I angry at myself?
And is that 6 per household or per person?
Right.
Do
I want someone to be sweet and loving?
Right.
Or do I just want to, like, angrily destroy it? Like,
right.
You don't know.
Because, again, the whole thing about per household or per person, because she's not using a fleshlight,
Right.
And I'm certainly not using some of what she's got.
Well, maybe once or There you go, learning you some stuff on a Wednesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.